Today, Giselle Fréjus is best remembered as a chronicler of the vibrant bohemian community of artists and writers that made its home in Paris during the 1930s. Fréjus was a sociology student, but her hobby was photography. In 1928, her father had given her a Leica camera, a make that had been on the market for only 6 years. She was impressed by the ease with which this little camera could be handled, and the possibility of taking almost 40 pictures without changing the reel. Film in those days was not yet numbered. Fréjus mostly photographed portraits of artists and writers. She did not attempt to capture the essence of a person in one photograph, however, she preferred to show a changing stream of consciousness. Especially fond of writers, she photographed them in their homes or in the atmosphere they were most comfortable with. Strongly influenced by the realist movement among American writers, she states she did not make portraits, her profession, and never owned a photography studio. Refusing to pose her subjects, Fréjus learned that by engaging her sitters in conversation, she could evoke a sense of vitality, and loved using color because it came closer to life. This photograph is of Man Ray in his studio in Paris in 1967 with a pipe in his hand. Ray was an American visual artist. It is difficult to place portraits within a single category. Portraits may be as simple as ID and fit within this descriptive category. Many portraits are meant to flatter the subject and would thus be placed in the aesthetically evaluative category. I think Man Ray is in the aesthetically evaluative category due to the pop of color in the background of his painting, and the way he is sitting so comfortably is very aesthetically pleasing. This photograph is of St. John Pierce with a hat and red suit in Guines, France in 1966. Fréjus used a C-print, resin-coated, chromogenic color print on Kodak paper with a white outline border. As Jacques Chirac says, she was able, better than anyone, to reveal the essence of beings through their expressions. She was ahead of her time, and she changed photographic portraiture by refusing to use staging, props, makeup, or retouching to beautify the image. Fréjus simply wanted to photograph the humanness of her subjects. Other than a portrait photographer, Fréjus also identified as a reporter. This photograph was taken in Frankfurt, Germany on May Day, on May 1st, 1932. The photograph titled Die Rote Anna and Zuchthaus. May Day is a holiday celebrating labor, but most of the faces are grim and anxious. At least a third of these are unassembled. Those assembled are unemployed, and families in Germany are living in poverty. Fréjus does not recall seeing a single professional photographer during this impressive demonstration. It is important that she took these pictures to show what history was actually like, and this is evident in the movement of the march of the men in the front of the picture. Fréjus is important to the field of photography because of the way she photographed her portraits and how she reported at May Day and the pictures she took there. I think her work is very significant, and I will try to use her strategies when I take photos for the rest of this class and the rest of my life.